Every culture has stories, stories that guide us, stories that warn us, stories that inspire us to become better people, long before books were printed. Before the internet connected the world, people gathered around fires, under trees, and inside homes to listen. They listened to stories of courage, stories of faith, stories of failure and redemption, because every story carries wisdom, every tale holds truth, from the pages of the Bible to the rich traditions of African folktales, to real-life stories of ordinary people facing extraordinary choices. Stories have always shaped how we live, how we love, and how we build society, and that is exactly what this channel is about. Welcome to the Hub, a home for stories that matter. Here, storytelling becomes more than entertainment. It becomes a mirror for society, a guide for life, a reminder of the values that build stronger families and communities. On this channel, you will discover stories drawn from many sources, African folktales passed down through generations, biblical stories that continue to inspire faith and character, real-life inspired stories that reflect the struggles and triumphs of everyday people. Some stories will make you reflect deeply. Some will challenge the way we think about culture and tradition, and others will simply remind us that courage and compassion still exist in the world. But every story will carry one purpose: to inspire. Wisdom. Africa has always been a continent rich with storytelling. In villages and cities alike, stories were never just entertainment. They were education. Through folktales, children learned about honesty, about respect, about courage and consequences. They learned that wisdom often comes from unexpected places. Some stories speak about clever heroes who outsmart powerful enemies. Others tell of proud leaders who learned humility the hard way, and many stories reveal the strength of women who stood up for dignity, justice, and truth even when the odds were against them. These stories remind us that culture is powerful, but culture must also grow. Tradition can guide us, but wisdom teaches us when tradition must be questioned for the good of future generations. Through cinematic storytelling, we bring these folktales to life again as lessons for the present. For millions of people around the world, faith is an anchor. Faith offers hope during hardship. Faith gives direction when life feels uncertain. The Bible contains some of the most powerful stories ever told. Stories of courage, stories of sacrifice, stories of forgiveness and redemption, from the perseverance of Joseph, to the courage of Esther, to the wisdom of Solomon. These stories have shaped civilizations and guided generations. We explore these narratives to reflect on lessons they offer today, not just as history, but as living wisdom for our everyday lives. Life itself is filled with stories, stories of marriage and commitment, stories of difficult choices, stories of resilience and personal transformation. Some stories are inspired by real experiences, especially from African communities where culture, faith, and family life intersect. We explore themes like marriage and relationships, women's dignity and empowerment, moral dilemmas that challenge our values, and the everyday choices that shape the future of families and societies. These stories are not meant to judge or condemn. They are meant to spark conversation, to help us reflect, to remind us that wisdom often begins with the courage to ask difficult questions. Our world moves fast, and sometimes in the noise of modern life, we forget the simple wisdom that stories once carried. But storytelling still has the power to change hearts, to open minds, to inspire better choices. That is why this channel exists, to create a space where storytelling meets wisdom, where culture and faith can be explored thoughtfully, where lessons about life and character can be shared, whether you are here for inspiration, reflection, or simply the beauty of cinematic storytelling. You are welcome here. Every week, new stories will unfold here. Stories of courage, stories of faith, stories of wisdom, stories that challenge us to grow, stories that remind us that the choices we make today shape the world tomorrow. So if you believe that stories can inspire change, if you believe that wisdom should be shared, then you are in the right place. Subscribe and join a community where faith, culture, and storytelling come together. Because the stories we tell today will shape the future we build tomorrow.